and welcome students. In the last lecture, we have studied the poem Song of the Open Road by Walt Whitman. We have studied about the poem, the title of the poem and appreciation of the poem. Students, today let's study about different aspects of the poem such as language and style, theme of the poem and message given by the poet. First of all, we will focus on the poetic style. The poem is written in simple and effective language. The poem is an ode. An ode is a kind of poem usually praising something. An ode is a form of poetry expressing emotion and it's usually addressed to someone, addressed to something. The present poem is addressed to oneself. The poem is free verse. It is a poetry that does not rhyme. It gives freedom to choose words and convey their meaning to the readers. It is free from artificiality of typical poetic expression. This technique is commonly used in modern poetry. The poem is written in first person narration. The pronoun I represents every individual. The present poem is a dramatic monologue. Use of poetic devices like metaphor, repetition and paradox add beauty to the poem. Now we will study poetic devices in detail. The first poetic device I want to discuss today is metaphor. Metaphor makes an implicit hidden comparison between two things that are unrelated but have some common characteristics. In short, metaphor means indirect comparison between two things having some common aspects. For example, the title of the poem Song of the Open Road. Song means happy mood. Open road means freedom and journey of life. The word afoot in the first line means freedom. The next poetic device is repetition. Repetition is a poetic device in which word or phrase is repeated again and again. For example, line number 7. Henceforth, I whimper no more, postpone no more, need nothing. In this line, the word no more is repeated twice. The pronoun I is repeated for 15 times in the poem. The next poetic device used in the poem is paradox. Paradox is a statement that contradicts itself. The expression contains opposite ideas. For example, old delicious burdens. The poet used this contradiction of words to express that he has many sweet memories of people and places which he would like to keep with him always. In other words, the poet has used two contradictory ideas to convey the meaning that his heart is full of sweet memories. Now, let's study the theme of the poem. Freedom and optimism is the theme of the poem. The poem deals with freedom and positive attitude. The poem also gives us a good message. It teaches us to be happy and optimistic.